the Anchorage, Alaska meeting between Presidents Trump and Putin?
I think initially there was the view, and I think the Russians held this as well, that the fact that President Putin and his team met with President Trump and his team was a good thing. I think we all saw that as a positive development. The problem is that it was a dialogue of the death. In other words, we didn't listen to anything they said. In fact, I'm not even sure we understood what they were telling us because they didn't tell us anything that we hadn't heard before. But then what's even worse is that we didn't show up with a counterproposal. We hadn't done any homework. We didn't walk in and say, well, we've studied your position. We can agree with these 5 points, but there are 3 other points where we're looking for some flexibility, at which point in time the question from the Russian side would have been, well, tell us what these points are and we'll talk about them. That never happened. So at this point, we have to say it was irrelevant. It was another exercise in optics by President Trump. He put on a great show. He treats all these things as though he's going to the Al Smith dinner in New York City, cracking jokes and making wisecracks. That's what he did in the Knesset. And that's the kind of thing he likes to do. Understand that, but this is not what you do in international relations when you're talking about issues of life or death. And that's what we're talking about in the Middle East. That's what we're talking about in Ukraine.